And I believe it's so many times Christians, we get to the point where we think, oh, they'll do it. They'll do it. He's a preacher. He can do it. No, God has a specific place in His plan and in His heart for you. And this is why I think I came to write this. I know in my spirit that God is eager and ready to express His kingdom in us. As I pray and listen, I sense a lot of stirring in the heavenlies. The line is being drawn in the sand spiritually. Christians need to be aware and on alert, prepared to stand on the truths of God. Wake up, O children of the Most High God. We must first, with our own hearts, allow God to cleanse us and fill us with love and understanding of our purposes in His kingdom. To be able to be prepared for the battle, we must first walk in His footsteps as a little child stepping into their Father's footsteps, wanting to be exactly like the Father. Oh God, help me to respond to your words and leading in my life, that I may be an example of your wisdom, love, and understanding. As in Ephesians 3:14 through 21, I fall on my knees completely in submission and your love, which is so unlimited if we will only recognize it. Instead of seeing your correction or rebuke as a condemnation, but as light to inspire us to go forth confidently, walking in your love and in your power. Now is the time. The enemy is being exposed, and as he crawls out from under the rock because God is allowing him to, we, the children of God, are ready to put him under our feet, crushing his attempts to kill, steal, and destroy the purposes of God. Dear Jesus, in my weaknesses, you are made strong. That in no way is an excuse to continue to allow those weaknesses to dictate and control our lives. It is simply recognizing that only God can take those weaknesses and use them to demonstrate His love and power to overcome. Through an overcoming life, we can experience kingdom living.
What was it God was putting on your heart at the house before we left?
Well, James, I was just in my own heart trying to just see where God would lead us today and in my part in sharing. And I thought about His kingdom, and as I shared with you how significant I feel like God has shown me that I am to Him. It would be just like a mother or a father to their child. I mean, they mean the whole world to them. And we have some rose bushes out in our backyard, and they're just now beginning to grow. They've got the green leaves on them, and every day I go to the window there and I look out at them, and I begin to see the buds coming up. And then each day for, James, probably a couple of weeks now, I've watched them anxiously. I go and I look out, and I'll give you a report on how they're doing and how they're growing. And just the other day I looked out, and there was a beautiful rose in full bloom. And as I stand in there this morning looking at it, I see the other little roses coming along, maybe not quite as far as this one. He's really bloomed out. I thought, dear God, that's what you think about my life and every one of your children. You're watching. I believe God's eager, James, to see us grow in His love and in His forgiveness and in His power to be an expression of Him. And I believe if His angels are standing around Him, He said, look, they're blooming. They're coming to maturity in the Lord. They're in me. And it's just a beautiful thing to behold. I believe God watches us like that. And so I want you to know the love of God and how much He wants you to grow and to be successful in His love.